Hello everyone, it's iMacLord, and today I am playing the cheapest version of Ghost Tricks available to you all. You might notice that there are a couple of missing extra deck slots in this deck list. These were left intentionally blank, waiting for me to fill them with actually good cards, but in the meantime, this is what I'm stuck with. And it's still decently competitive. So Ghost Tricks is one of these decks that got a new wave of support after I want to say 4 years of not getting anything, like other cards and a couple of Ghost Trick cards released in the, what was it called? I forgot. Galaxy, Photon of Galaxy, whatever, mini box here, which came out in 2021. And here we are now in late 2024, finally getting the rest of the Ghost Trick archetype, including but not limited to every single level 1 and trap that this archetype is known for. Of course, as well, we got with the duel So Cute boss, and the final boss monster of this archetype, Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief. And of course, there's also the Ghost Trick Invitation scale, which is probably one of the most pushed scales to ever exist. It just is insanely broken, allows you to get a lot of free advantage, but it is balanced by the fact that you're playing Ghost Tricks, so is it really that bad? You know, this does fit Ghost Tricks in a way that is beneficial to them in a game that has no main phase 2 for them to flip back down after attacking directly thanks to their field spells. But also, it's still a completely bonkers skill, let's be honest. The deck list is otherwise pretty standard. We got 2 Jiangxi which can search anything, especially the level 1 little guys. We got a Mummy, which can act as an additional normal enabler, maybe the weakest Ghost Trick monster of the bunch, maybe the first one you'd want to not play. I think I'm going to cut this one as soon as I get a second copy of Mention, which I haven't gotten yet. We got a Skeleton, which is a really funny mailman. We got 1 Jack Frost, 1 Lantern, both of which are level 1 with different names for skill purposes. 3 Marys, 3 Spectres, also level 1s that enable us to go into our very cute turn 1 combo, which is there. She's not too special. And then we got 1 Mention, 1 Museum. Museum isn't great, but I guess it does work as a secondary field spell for you to get. If you don't have a single copy of Mention, you can even play 2 Museums. It's not the greatest. Museum is like much worse than Mention, but it does get the job done. And then a slew of generic cards. We're playing Dinomischus, which is pretty good. Removal, targeting, but banishing. We got Lost Wind, which also targets, but it's pretty cool. We got Drowning Mirror Force, which works extra well with our spear spells that allow our opponent to attack us directly. Needle Sealing, which works extra well with our skill that allows us to flip monsters face down. Ghostrick Scare, which is really funny. It's basically Book of Eclipse on steroids. And Ghostrick Renovation, which has 2 really useful effects, one of which is in the graveyard. It is able to basically mask change one of your Ghost Trick Xyz into any other Ghost Trick Xyz monster so that you can easily set up for some lethal combos thanks to discard in the graveyard, but it also has a really powerful on-field effect allowing you to return a Museum or a Mention or a Ghost Trick field spell in general to activate directly from deck some really annoying field spells, including but not limited to Necro Valley and Summon Breaker. Summon Breaker being limited 1 means that we are not able to run the limited 1 Ghost Trick Fairy, but that is a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. I'm not the biggest fan of Fairy out there. I guess there's some definite use for it. It's definitely up to your choice. Maybe if we finally get rid of Summon Breaker and like put this card to Forbidden like it should be, you could be playing Fairy instead and the deck wouldn't be losing all that much. So that's the deck. It's really good at the moment, thanks in notable part to a completely bonkers skill, and even this budget Garbo version of the deck is decently competitive. Allow me to show you. This first duel is going to be against everyone's favorite deck, Battle Chronicle Blue Eyes. Isn't this fun that people are still playing this in late 2024? Anyway, I'm going second. No big deal. I can deal with whatever they throw at me, I believe. So, opening hand's pretty good. We got a Jiangxi and we got a Witch, both of which, well, only the Witch we can use as a skill target, but the Jiangxi is not half bad either. because it means that we can get Mummy in order to summon the rank 3 Alucard. My opponent's going to activate a Melody of the Awakening Dragon, getting an alternative and a blue-eyes summoning, both of them activating Successor Soul, sending a BLS to the graveyard and setting 3 back row before passing. It is now my turn. I'm going to start by activating my skill, as one does in Duel Links in 2024, setting the Ghost Trick Mummy, which is then going to allow me to get the additional normal of Ghost Trick Jiangshi, which on normal is immediately going to get cracked down by my opponent. I'm going to try and set the Mummy thanks to its effect, but it's going to get Successor Souled through my Jiangshi into a Blue Eyes. I can still set the Ghost Trick Witch, set my 3 back row and pass. In draw, I'm immediately going to activate Needle Stealing. My opponent is going to top deck a Dragon Spirit of White, which is really annoying. They're going to get a Successor Soul and then flip the Ultimate Fusion that they had set the turn before, returning Alternative and Blue Eyes to the deck in order to get a Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Couldn't they just go for Neo Blue Eyes here? Neo Ultimate, rather? Because that would have been lethal, right? I mean, they could have also got the Dragon Master Knight. Anyway, it's not lethal anyway, because after attacking with the Dragon Spirit of White and attempting a direct attack, they're going to run into my Drowning Mirror Force, which is going to shuffle everything they own into the deck. My top deck is a Ghost Trick Museum, which is fantastic because it does turn on my skill, allowing me to set a Jiangshi, which I'm going to flip to get a Lantern, which is also a scale target for next turn. Activate the Museum, flip the Jiangshi face down after attacking directly, and passing. First Blood was dealt on turn 4, by the way. I am going to once again activate my skill using the Lantern in my hand to set a Mary, sending a Mention. I'm not sure why I did that. Anyway, the Jiangshi is going to get me a Spectre, flip the Mary, normal the Spectre, put both of them into a Ghost Trick Duel, which is going to be met with a Crackdown on Summon. Really premature Crackdown, considering I have a Ghost Trick Renovation engraved, which I'm going to be able to banish in order to summon a Ghost Trick Alucard. Alucard detaching Duel is going to both get rid of the Successor Soul and allow me to retrieve the Ghost Trick Renovation that I sent to my graveyard a couple of turns before. And then I'm going to rank up the Alucard into a Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief. With that said, the Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief is going to get me the Ghost Trick Scare. I'm going to be able to attack directly for 24, the Museum flipping down my monsters. I don't have to do this, the scale just takes care of this for you. But I like doing it now, because then I don't forget. Also, this is mandatory. Anyway, I am going to really preemptively activate the Ghost Trick Renovation, which is a mistake. It is objectively a mistake because, well, you'll see why. I am going to return the Museum to my hand in order to activate a Necro Valley, and my opponent top deck another Dragon Spirit of White. Were I a smarter player, I would have waited for my opponent to normal the Dragon Spirit of White, and there was like a 1 of 3 chance that they target the Ghost Trick Scare, which I would have chained, but they also could have targeted the... Ah, the webcam is bugging again, isn't it? Yep. Apologies for the cut, this webcam has been really annoying today, super glitchy as fuck, and I'm probably gonna destroy it by the end of this video. If you'd like to see me destroy this webcam, you can, because then I won't have a webcam. Anyway, was I saying? Yeah, had the Dragon Spirit of White targeted the Ghost Trick Renovation or the Ghost Trick Museum face up on my field, I would have been able to flip the Renovation to return the Museum and activate Necro Valley anyway. This would have banished the Renovation, so I would not have been able to use the Graveyard effect, but I don't think it's like that important considering I still had a Scare to go by, which, by the way, is the target of the Dragon Spirit of White, forcing me to flip the Scare to flip it face down. Also, something that I learned, Jiangshi misses timing, so if you activate Ghost Trick Scare as like CL2 or higher to flip a Jiangshi, it's not going to search you anything, which doesn't really matter because I have lethal on board anyway. I'm going to put back the Ghost Trick Museum to make sure that I can attack directly. Going to attach the Ghost Trick Witch to the Angel of Mischief because it is fun, and attack directly for lethal. Whew. The other part of this duel was not playing against a Battle Chronicle player. This is like super easy. The other part of this duel was like working with this gosh darn webcam that doesn't want to work properly. And this second duel is going to be against another favorite brain-dead scale type of deck, Eternal Bond, which, wow, it sure has been a while since I've seen an Eternal Bond player playing this game, which I can't say I've really been missing. So, this time I'm going first, and I did open the level 1 Ghost Trick Mary, which enables me to activate the skill, setting the second Mary and sending in Renovation in order to then normal summon the second Mary. Did I send second Mary twice? Anyway, exceeding them up into a Ghost Trick duel land. Exceeding them is a real term, by the way. Into then a Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief in defense position. Angel of Mischief is going to detach the dueler land to search a Ghost Trick Mansion, and dueler land is going to then retrieve the Ghost Trick Renovation that I sent to my graveyard thanks to the skill. Set 3, flip the Angel of Mischief face down, pass. So we have a Drowning Mirror Force, a Needle Stealing, and a Ghost Trick Renovation. They're going to immediately Ghost Mix Cyclone the Ghost Trick Renovation, which leads me to activate Summon Breaker really earlier than I would have liked. I think if they're playing the Yubel stuff, the Summon Breaker is going to be really useful really quickly. Unfortunately, they're just going to go for a Neos Fusion into a favorite hero, which is then going to activate a Necro Valley for them, which isn't good for them. I'm going to take 1,000 from the Clodger, which is then going to allow me to discard Mary to summon a Genchi from deck, and they're going to destroy the Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief. So, with a Necro Valley, they can no longer use their Neos Fusion as protection, but I can also no longer use Ghost Trick Renovation as a quick way to rank up pretty much any time, which is not that big a deal. Ghost Trick Invitation, the skill is going to allow me to reveal the Mansion in order to set a Skeleton to my field. I am then going to summon a Spectre, flip a Skeleton, which is going to trigger the Summon Breaker, but I'm figuring that my win con in this duel is going to be Skeleton Mill, which is a really funny thing to do. They're gonna go and summon the Elemental Hero Neos, activate Eternal Bond here to get a Miracle Contact, which they're then going to try to activate. And the Necro Valley, doing nothing at all. They're going to send Kytroid and Neos from deck to grave in order to activate Neos Fusion, and when they go to battle, I'm going to flip the Needle Stealing, destroying their entire board, because once again, Necro Valley pretty much handicaps your entire deck, and you shouldn't just put Floodgates in the deck just because you think they're good, if they also can hinder your deck. This is like playing a bunch of trap cards with Genzo in your deck. That just won't work. Anyway, I'm just chilling here. I'm going to activate the Genchi to get a Lantern, and the Skeleton to mill 3, but then I forgot that I had the Summon Breaker, and this is going to force me to pass my turn here, which is fine, because I'm figuring they only have 2 cards left in the deck. Well, they can do anything. I'm gonna flip my entire board face down, except not. I lied. I'm just gonna go into Ghost Trick Holocaust here, detaching the Genchi to target the set. It is another Cosmic Cyclone going for the Dino Miskers that I just set. Going to activate the Ghost Trick Mansion because it is really funny. Invitation is then going to allow me to reveal the Lantern in hand, and this is lethal. This is lethal on board. Lethal through Kytroid, maybe, unless they wait until the last possible second, but they don't have it because they send it to the graveyard for the Neos Fusion. They can banish it from grave because of that on Necro Valley. That was a weird game, but also a really funny one. So that was Ghost Tricks. What have we learned? We learned that unlike my piece of shit webcam that keeps glitching out, this deck is incredibly reliable, even if it isn't optimized. I would like to play a second copy of Mansion, which I do not have, and a second copy of Alucard, which I do not have, and a second copy of Angel of Mischief, which I do not have. I would also like to mention that I use my my SR Dream ticket on like an Ancient Warriors card, because I got baited into thinking Ancient Warriors would be good, and I'm really regretting it because I could have gotten Alucard instead. So that sucks. But this deck is still like super fun to play. It is kind of skill testing because control decks usually are, and you can easily mess yourself up, especially with the Summon Breaker like I did in that Eternal Bond game. It wasn't too bad, but it could have been much worse. And of course, this deck having a really good matchup against Lyra Lux very specifically makes me happy inside. I could not have asked for a better deck to be piloting, except maybe Predator Plants, but Predator Plants have a worse matchup against Lyra Lux, I feel. What do you feel about, well, what do you think about this deck? Do you like Ghost Tricks? Do you hate them? Do you think this kid is a little bit pushed, or do you think it's completely fair considering you have to play Ghost Tricks? Do you agree that it is time to just get rid of Summon Breaker, like, permanently? Let me know in the comments what you think, if you like or dislike this deck. Let me know if you like this video. Also, let me know and like the video and share it with all 3 of your friends. And I'll probably be streaming later today, so look forward to that on this YouTube channel and on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/mechlord, which is the handle that I use for all of my socials. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks in particular to Dingus, OutishBoy0, Zinnia, Jimmy, and Yannick for their donations on Ko-fi. If you'd like to support me further so I can buy another webcam after destroying this glitchy piece of shit webcam, make sure to donate on Ko-fi. And thank you once again for watching. I will see you all next time.